How's it going, Coach?
Yeah, doing all right. We're gonna have to adjust because we're bad behind.
Welcome.
Okay, so we're gonna probably just go straight into this. Let me see. Let me get a pen. I dropped my pen.
There you go, Coach. You know.
You're not gonna have to say all this. You're never gonna finish.
Kayla Sanchez, escorted by her mother, Priscilla Ramirez, sister
Okay, so we're gonna cut all this off.
and sister
We're gonna say up to
Camila
here, okay?
Sanchez.
Okay.
Because we have to read.
Yeah.
Just let him do that.
Run through.
Yeah, just leave it at that. So you're welcome to this part right here.
Okay.
I'm gonna get with them down here. So if they haven't come in here, I think they've already done this part. We'll probably just go to here. Let me go get Rudy right now. See how
Yeah, so
far-
he's gonna play a video for us, right?
Samuel Sol III,
Yeah, we're almost done.
escorted by his father, Samuel Sol,
Okay.
mother Susana
So
Sol,
you'll start with this.
and his sister,
Okay.
Julissa
And then
Sol.
if they don't come in there, then we'll go quicker as we go through. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So you be ready to go right now with this. Let me go over there and tell Rudy. Okay.
Yeah.
Just cut all the rest off. We're gonna go to this, and then I'll tell them, okay, he's just not gonna come over with it.
So this is the only thing you want me to do?
Yeah, that's it. Just read because if then we're so behind.
Yeah.
It's gonna be 7, and we should already be close to here, but we should already be by the sponsors.
Yeah.
And Daniel Trevino,
Go right. Go tell Rudy right
Oh,
now.
he has a coach has a tomahawk.
Right now.
You see him?
Yeah.
Gotta use that in the video.
Yep. Ready?
But they're all wearing these shorts and shit. We gotta wait till they change.
Do you have an extra one?
No, más está.
escorted by his mother,
If you need it, you can borrow it. 'Cause I think I have my stash. You're welcome.
You ready for it?
He's gonna be like, I'm like, hurry up.
They were having audio problems over in church.
Okay.
They didn't know my daughter was gonna be down. So they would have asked her to do the voiceover for the hello and 2 minutes. That was the beginning of the game. Turns out the co-captain had been haciéndose chicle.
You're playing Harlingen, right?
They have a 12 non-district schedule. There's a tough, Westerville. And then this week,
Harlingen.
Oh, somebody has rain. Westerville, Harlingen, McAllen,
My can.
La Feria. La Feria Sherry.
The volume.
Raise up the volume.
They start with Valley View, away. And Flower Bluff home. Damn. I was hoping I could be hosting that game. Because they close out with the game. seen some highlights from them work. They were playing. And too many distractions too. Last week that they had the shooting there.
Yeah.
Lopez, senior, outside linebacker.
Junior, fullback. Damien Martinez, Junior, defensive tackle. Brian Castle, senior. Ryan Rodriguez, senior. Coach Lopez, senior.
Finally got to buy one of my toys.
Uh-huh.
Bought a pencil.
Oh, what?
A pencil.
Oh, okay. I'm
With everything that we have to do. I'm like, when the hell am I gonna get to play with it?
Yeah, I'm gonna order from Amazon the light ones, the color ones, where you can change the for the videos for next year, so we can have them in the back. I think they're about 48 inches, so they're good size.
No, I was looking at the panels. Just not sure how big I want to go.
Yeah.
I was looking at panels, and then I was looking at strobes, but everything battery operated.
Right.
Instead of having to run my cables everywhere. And I'm thinking for the videos, the 2 light panels should work in that area, whether I do them in that gym or in the locker room. But the flash is the one that I'm not positive is
Right.
$350, $400 each one. I like to put that much into it. Right now, honestly, it's probably the best time for me. Listen to actually tell me.
You got the link for the video or no? See, I want to post it up on Facebook and get it up. Yeah, get them watch.
Games challenge.
You got the other microphone? I bought the cable. So we could use it as a, what do you call it? Crowd mic?
Redskins football players, please exit the field for the hello cheer. Thank you.
Then I'm gonna exit.
Good evening, Redskin fans. My name is Allison Akide, and I am your 2022-2023
Ah, you don't have no more
JV
inputs.
head cheerleader. It is now my honor to introduce to you your 2022
I've got the regular.
2023 varsity
Yeah, it's
cheerleaders.
XOR.
They're gonna have to be listening.
Yeah. We're stuck to them up there.
Caitlin Zuniga. Junior, Skyland Vasquez.
I haven't seen him come down, so
Senior, Trisha
I don't
Leiva.
do too much. I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom.
Sophomore, 2-year varsity, Summer Ramirez. Junior, 3-year
You get that link or no?
Alyssa Garcia.
Let me see if I can go to Facebook and find it this
Senior,
time.
4-year varsity, UCA All-American, Nicole Moreno. Junior, 3-year varsity, and your 2022-2023 co-head cheerleader, Simon Hernandez. Senior, 3-year varsity, UCA All-American, and your 2022-2023 88th Indian Sweetheart,
I found it, I think.
Daphne Baez. Senior, 4-year varsity, UCA All-American, and your 2022-2023 head cheerleader,
Yeah, I got it.
Eileen Campos. Senior, 2-year varsity, UCA All-American, and your 2022-2023 co-head cheerleader, Angelina Yanes. Senior, 4-year varsity, UCA All-American, Emily Torres. Senior, 2-year varsity, UCA All-American, Giselle Gatsa. Sophomore, 2-year varsity, Isabella Gonzalez. Senior, Marisa Perez. Junior, Alessandra Uribe. Freshman, Lauren De La Garza. And now for the hello cheer. Ready? H E L L
Another one.
Up and holler.
Want to start at 10 till?
The time?
You want to start at 10 till?
10.
Just drops down 5 more minutes.
At this time, Donna ISD would like to thank all the scoreboard sponsors. Roberto Salazar, law firm. Westaco Chick-fil-A. Westaco Raising Cane. Dennis Ramirez Law Firm. Julian Garza State Farm Insurance. McDonald's of Donna. Galvan Insurance. Knapp Hospital. Plains Capital Bank.
I can't believe he made
The
it.
Theater Engineering. Charlie Clark Nissan. OK Pharmacy.
They played a good video
And WellMed.
at the start of the,
Continued support. We
when I got here.
appreciate it.
It might have been when last year we were here and they were flying that drone, because there was a drone shot from around the stadium. It looked really good. Whoever did it did a really good job.
Certain drone certifications and stuff in high school. How they did win the technology. They also have
My daughter
Adobe
was telling me
certification.
that
Okay.
she teaches
They
second
actually
grade,
have an entire
and she
class
used to
over
Right.
teach sixth grade,
It's like
and she said she
over
taught
in
it
San
still
Miguel.
in sixth grade,
I know.
It's the dance
and
music.
now she's
I know back
teaching
then in
her
Wesco they
fifth
had a
child.
certification for
Mother and now 5 of them.
I think it was Avid Liquid,
You're so excited to get a picture, that's so wonderful.
or if it was either Avid Liquid or Final Cut Pro, either or.
She said that she asked the little girl and the little boy, and so your mom told
But even
you?
she was like,
Because, yes,
I can teach
and
them.
she told me,
but
Mrs.
it's
Dana
nowhere near
is
what you
tough teacher. The little second
tough.
grader, she's a tough teacher.
I wish we could. There's so many people I could bring in to show them how to do a lot of this stuff. They said they love the. I showed you the cover, right?
Yeah, you did. That looked awesome.
And they were loving the cover. They were loving the designs. And you could tell what was done by you and what was done by people here. You could really tell. But over the summer, she couldn't bring the girls into the classroom. She had to have them do everything on, was it Adobe Smart or Express? Or
Okay, yeah.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on being the best at one thing.
I was like, where's my pen? Forgot that my pen. I was about to write down the captains. That's Limon, Rodriguez, Brian Juarez. Yeah.
Say no. So
Quality isn't complicated, and our menu is free.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One more.
Skip the line and order with our app or online.
In the market for auto, mobile home, or trucking insurance? Look no more. Galvan Insurance Agency with 4 years of experience as an independent agent. We can serve all your needs in one place. We continually observe the marketplace, finding you the best companies and the best prices. Even offering auto coverage from Mexico, serving all of South Texas. Call us at 956-464-2886. Galvan Insurance Agency, providing affordable insurance products to help you recover from the unexpected. In the market.
Referees for tonight's game. Referee Tony Castle. Umpire Samuel Califa. Head line judge Ram Ballizos. Line judge Alex Gonzalez. Back judge Fatemot Barrios. Field judge David Rodriguez. Side judge John Ibarra.
Those two in the middle look big, don't they?
One of those big kids is a quarterback.
Yeah.
He knows how to play those. And he's only a sophomore.
Oh, man, I got 2 years.
Captains for tonight's game of the Tigers. Number 10, Brando Hinojosa. Number 22, Jesus Unesky. Number 70, Adrian Zamora. And number 78, Rene Ortiz.
Valley View is Molotov is elected to defer.
Donna deferred.
Donna will take the first half option, will receive the ball.
Somebody's receiving.
Captains for the Redskins are number 2, Mark Zamorano. Number 7, Brian Juarez. Number 12, Jeffrey Lopez. Number 26, Matthew Lopez. Number 27, Joel Ramirez. And number 71, Mario Limon. The Redskins will be receiving.
Welcome back, Donna fans. This is David Saldana up here in the broadcast booth, getting ready to get this game started. Tonight we do have the Donna Redskins versus the Valley View Tigers. We got about 8 minutes until game time. Wanted to go ahead and let y'all know there's plenty of seating still. It is hot, but not as hot as last week. To my right here we have Rene Ortiz, my go-to partner in crime every Friday night. How you doing, Rene?
I'm doing all right. You know, it's an amazing Friday, beautiful weather. I mean, you know, it is humid. You know, we're probably expecting some rain. Might hit tonight, might hit tomorrow, but still, it's perfect football weather. It's Friday night football.
Yeah, I could feel got caught in the rain earlier today, but I could feel the temperatures dropping. The first time I was driving around the valley, and it was under 90 degrees. Right now we've got the alma maters being played, one for Valley View.
And you know, Dave,
And the Redskins should be up next.
Talking about the weather and how humid it is, you know, last week we were here, we covered both the Redskins and the Chiefs, and we saw a lot of players cramping. You know, we had a lot of players go down, so we expect them, you know, probably some injuries tonight, you know, some humidity because it is hot. You know, it is hot, and especially on the field, you know, the turf, for whatever reason, it holds the heat a little bit.
Material, they likened it to basically ground up tires.
Yeah.
That ground up rubber, and those things, they absorb the most heat I've ever seen. A couple of years back when we were down on the football field, down at the sidelines, my feet were burning every week because of that. Now we get to be up here in the aircon.
And we ain't complaining. We ain't complaining. You know, we're
Now
here.
The Redskins come out on the field. They're going to start their alma mater now. Now, want to go into last week. Our biggest takeaway, or not our takeaway, but our biggest notice of the week is they had running back Luis Silva just dominating the field, tearing it up in the first quarter, and then disappeared.
Well, Dave, Luis Silva, he only had 2 carries. 2 carries, Dave, and he had 132 yards and a touchdown on 2 carries in the first quarter. So we might not see much of Luis Silva tonight, but they pounded the ball with Joel Ramirez. Big, strong back, physical runner. You know, he was able to, he carried the ball 13 times for 57 yards. So not only him, Jeffrey Lefebvre did well also when he had to. He threw the ball 14 times for, he had 14 completions out of 23 attempts and 184 yards passing with 3 TDs. And one of them was called back. So he should have had a night of 4 touchdown passes. But, he's still, 3 touchdowns is not too shabby.
No. I mean, and that's because they're still trying to find themselves. They're still trying to just solidify that. And that's what non-district is for, is to get the right team at the right time. And then once you start getting into the district games is when you start to get that upward peak. And they're doing this well, putting up these stats, and they're still learning. They're still learning,
and rightfully so, Dave. You're going to district play, and but hopefully by then when you get there, you don't want to rely on just one athlete. You need to develop that team around you. And so far, they've been equally balanced running and passing. Last week, Xavier Rodriguez had 5 catches for 93 yards, 1 touchdown. Also, Mark Zamorano had 5 catches as well for 53 yards and a touchdown. So yeah, they are spreading the ball evenly. They got some wideouts, they got some weapons. And they just got to be consistent. They were able to be effective last week, and we want to see a progression this week. Keep it going. Keep it going.
I know last week another big part of the reason that they were able to run up that score. Well, not run up the score. I don't want to accuse Coach Gonzalez of being a ball hog or a score runner. Sorry about that, folks. That was the national anthem going through. Right now, we do have the players going up behind the teepee.
Well, Dave, we're under 2 minutes, and we're about to get this game started.
Yeah, they're coming out here. No, what I was saying before is that shutdown defense that they had last week. The Lafayette Lions only scored really 7 points in real game time. When it came down to the very, very end, they scored another 2 touchdowns in what I like to call garbage time, when they're using their backups, when they're using when they're trying to just get a look at some of the other players, and that's what Lafayette took advantage of to get those last 2 scores. But that defense was completely shutting them down. Gonzalez made the made the necessary changes. He made the adjustments early in the first quarter, and Lafayette just could not get the ball going.
You know, the defense. Speaking of defense, you know, they were led definitely. You know, a great standout game by their middle inside linebacker Jeremy Hinojosa, who had 15 tackles last week and 1 tackle for loss, and then Victor Sandoval also had 11 tackles for losses. 11 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and 1 interception. You know, so yeah, they did it. You know, not just their linebackers, not just their corners and their safeties, but their defensive line. They put pressure on the quarterback, and tonight they're going to need that because Valley View, they like to move the pocket. They like to roll out. They like to get the quarterback out of the pocket and hit those easy roll out, you know, pitch and catch passes. So they're going to need pressure from the defensive line to get there.
Yeah, and like you said, they're getting Donna's getting a different look this week. Last week, Lafayette showed they like to run down the middle. They like to try and pound the ball. Some inside traps,
Some zones.
delays, draws. So the defensive line and the inside linebackers got a big workout. We saw Valley View when they scrimmaged Donna. They like to run to the outside a lot. So now the outside linebackers and the defensive backs are going to be tested this week. And there are no slouches on that side of the ball either.
She said in 17-9.
Now we've got Donna set up to receive the ball. Valley View getting ready for the kickoff.
Because I told Sarah it has a white buffalo and it looks real pretty. She wanted to see that.
And our first quarter is sponsored by Plains Capital Bank.
You know, interesting. We have the wind blowing from north to south tonight. So right off the bat, the Redskins will have the wind behind their back.
And the kick is up. Not a long kick. He's fielded at the 14, 13-yard line. Ooh, and he's taken down right away at the 19. Now the wind did hold that ball up a little bit because they were kicking against it, which allowed the Tigers to get up close before he was able to catch the ball.
On the stop for the Tigers, number 14, Jesus Jimenez. And number 4, Nick Rodriguez. That kickoff return sponsored by McDonald's, home of the famous Big Bag. Stop by and visit your local McDonald's after the game.
Redskins take the field just as the band is starting their tomahawk chant.
Yeah, well, we got Redskins come out 2 by 2. Joel Ramirez in the backfield at running back.
Spread up. And right off the bat, long ball caught. And he is going to go to the house.
Mark Zamorano
Outran the defender.
That was a
First play
of the game. That was like an 80 or 79-yard touchdown. You know, it was a post. You know, he beat that corner and what a perfect pass.
He took that seam route, kept on going down the middle. The Fever just popped back perfect.
He didn't have to break his stride. You know, he just laid it right in the pocket.
For a second there, I thought he might be overthrowing him. But that receiver,
Mark Zamorano, you know,
he's got some wheels.
He got some more. You know, he had an excellent game last week where he got 5 passes.
Now, if you remember last week, they did something last week that had that touchdown called back. This time there was no handkerchiefs on the field, and it stands. So here we are. Only took 16 seconds off the clock, and we're looking at a 7-0 score. Donna Redskins up.
And when you have a quarterback like Lefevre who can throw the ball, you know, downfield, but not just downfield, sideline to sideline. You know, he has that arm strength. So now that puts pressure on the corners where now they have to play deep, which is going to open up the stuff underneath routes and the run game. The run game, because now you got to pull a safety out. You got to put a safety over the top. But this is what we expected from the Redskins. We know they got the firepower. We know they got the athletes. We know they got the weapons. And so far, you know,
Lefevre got his start last year as a freshman. So this year he's only a sophomore, and he's got so
onside
much
kick.
control. It was an onside kick.
recovered by the Redskins.
It was recovered by the Redskins. Wow. Redskins are not playing around today. They wanted to make sure that, hey, whoever's watching this, be on alert because we are going to be reckoned with this year.
It is a little early in the first quarter, but right now the Redskins are putting teams on notice. Hey,
We got one playoff. That wasn't enough for us. We need to show you just a little bit more. Valley View, you can wait a little bit more for the to get some plays, to get some offensive time.
you know, you gotta love the call by the head coach to be aggressive. You know, you scored on the first play. They're not expecting you to be that aggressive and come back with an onside kick.
See, and now what this does to Valley View is they don't know what to do right now.
No.
They've been caught by surprise twice in 2 plays.
Mm-hmm.
So this puts them at a disadvantage. We got Lefevre back again. Short pass.
Short pass to number 6.
And he's got a gain of 2.
Of course, that would.
I'm thinking this series, he's going to work on grinding the ball out.
Right, and in that play, that was Javier Rodriguez or Xavier Rodriguez, and it was almost like a designated screen for him, you know, or an extended handoff. You know, he just went to the flats, they dumped it off to him, and he gained about 2 yards. You know, so they're stretching the defense right now.
Receivers spread 2 and 2. One running back in the backfield, motion, and we got a jet sweep coming to the near side. He slips through.
That's Mr.
Almost
Rodriguez.
first down. He's 1 yard shy. That would be a 7-yard gain.
7-yard gain. That's Javier Rodriguez. And what do you do when you have a playmaker? You get him the ball, whether it's passes, jet sweeps.
It is third down and a short 1 yard to go for the Redskins.
Now here I expect big Joel Ramirez.
They've got trips to the near side.
So look at that.
Lefevre calling the audible out there.
With one linebacker in the middle. So that's Joel Ramirez right there.
He saw it.
He saw it.
That running lane.
There he goes. Rumble for about 11, 12 yards there. And that's what the offense attack when you're able to throw the ball. That spreads the defense wide. And what happens, you only have to beat one linebacker in the middle. And that was Joel Ramirez right there. You know, he beat that middle linebacker and he was off to the races almost 11 yards.
Now, as a sophomore, Lefevre's QBIQ is getting so much better to where he can actually call his own audibles out on the line. He saw that lane open up, and he's like, no, wait, everybody, listen. See? And that long pass opened up that slant.
Fighting for yards there, not coming down. You know, he will be close to a first down.
Depending on the spot, let's see where he goes.
Mark Zamorano with a catch there for about 8 yards.
Just a little over a yard to go. But yeah, it opened up that center spot. Oh, we got a running play, trying to punch it through for a first down.
And Joel Ramirez pumping his legs, get that first down. And there, as we saw there, you know, Lefevre, what he read that defensive end come, you know, crashing in. You know, he could have pulled the ball back out and ran to the outside. It's one of those RPOs.
See, now, I like the thought process that the Gonzalez is giving us. He didn't look past Valley View. I mean, traditionally, Valley View is a team that doesn't do well. And he's taken down at the 5. Valley View really does not do well a lot of the times. Not that they're a bad team, is people don't have any respect for them.
Right.
And they play them as such.
You know, and that last play, Javier Rodriguez came on a drag from his from the slot position, and he just worked his way down the middle, and Jeff was able to see him, and he was real close to getting that touchdown, and
just keep on pounding down the middle, trying to take some time off the clock.
And Joel Ramirez.
What happened was Donna is actually they're creating their game plans. They're prepping for the rest of the season.
Touchdown on a split screen there. I believe that's Mark Zamorano, number 2.
Yeah, that
What?
looked like that was a wide receiver screen. He just took a step back, grabbed the ball, ran it in. Remember
And-
running those
and-
types of plays back in high
Right,
school. though.
and that's when I'm talking or telling you about his arm strength, how he gets that ball from hash mark to hash mark in a hurry, and as a defender, it's kind of hard to to defend that when you can get a quarterback with that arm strength that can get the ball there.
So now we're sitting at 8:20 left in the first quarter, and already 14-0. Redskins in the lead. So, the Redskins are making great use of their time. I know it's new to them. Last year, they were supposed to have that first game against Donna North. There was an issue with that game that had to be canceled, so they played every single game as a district game. That was a huge district. I felt sorry for every school in that alignment. This year they've got a lot of breathing room, and Donna's able to get that practice in. They're able to get the looks that they want. They're not fighting for their lives yet, and it shows that they're not here to just run over people. They're here to create a game plan, and they don't want to be left out of the postseason. Now Donna kick is up.
Short kick.
Midway kick, fumbled, and he had his knee down.
And now we get to see the Redskin defense, and so far this has been a very aggressive Redskin team. They are not taking any prisoners, and
That aggressive team of the past has come back.
it has come back. And this. What's going to be key here is going to be that front line for the Redskins.
Oh,
You got Limon at defensive end.
Gonzalez graduated from Donna High, and when he was there, that defense was as vicious as ever, and he's brought that back.
Yeah, we'll see what Limon and Brian Castro can do here on the end for the Redskins. It's going to be big on them.
And he stopped almost immediately. Maybe a yard gained on that one.
And that was Matthew Lopez, number 26, outside linebacker, And these linebackers from the Redskins, they run sideline to sideline.
And there's no way that a runner can come back on them because there's always that pursuit angle that they all do.
And not only that,
are practiced well.
And that middle inside linebacker, Jeremy Hinojosa, he plugs those holes. He does such a great job of seeing that hole that the running back is also seeing, and he attacks it.
Valley View quarterback under center, one lone back, and they go to the ground, and he's
nowhere.
Going nowhere. 6 jerseys on him at one time.
And we talked about that last week. How the defense. You don't see just one hat; you see all of them. And that right there was a great play by Gabriel Enriquez and Manny Moreno.
And that's the one thing I do love about the 3-4 defense is because it gives them a chance to put an extra linebacker out there in case they decide to run a pass that's going to be shorter to the flats. But it spreads out the defense without giving up anything in the middle.
Redskins showing blitz.
Tigers are running that spread offense. Pass and
almost
intercepted.
But that quarterback, he had pressure.
Oh yeah,
he had pressure. He was throwing from his back foot, taking a step back. Redskins show blitz, and they almost got to him. And he talked about 3-4 about putting an extra linebacker, and that the great thing about that is you don't know where that linebacker is coming from. It could be from the left, middle, or the outside. Now here it's 4th and 7 for the Valley View Tigers, and it looks like they'll be punting the ball, and they'll be punting into the wind.
They're setting up for a punt. Ball is back.
Almost blocked.
A little bit, almost blocked, and it's fielded at the 42. Stays on his feet.
Still fighting.
He's going. He does not want to go down.
and that
is midfield, and he is taken down at the 44.
got a Caleb Harrison there. That was Caleb Harrison, number 5. Making the best of his opportunity to play. You know, Caleb usually plays the defensive back. Now we got to change a quarterback. We got Jake Garcia, quarterback number 11. And Jake is the dual threat quarterback here.
That's usually the way it goes. After a couple of series, they'll throw Jake in there just to throw the defense off. Then they'll make the switch back. And then Jake sometimes will just line up as a receiver and he'll line up as a running
And Dave,
back.
as a defensive coordinator or a defense, how do you prepare for 2 quarterbacks? You know, how do you prepare for a strong arm quarterback and then a guy that can just take off and take it to the house in any single play?
No matter where he is on the field. Now we do have a penalty. I'm feeling this will be holding.
Might it be offsides? Man, that looks like it's the call. Oh, personal foul.
Illegal blocking on the waist. Number 99 of the defense.
Oh, that was a defensive penalty.
Yeah, we hardly ever see a call like that go on the defense, but it does happen.
Not at the line. Like we'll usually see a hit just as they're trying to catch the ball, and it could go either way.
There goes Jay Garcia.
Jake straight up the middle after faking the handoff.
And
He gets the first down.
you know, and Jake is so dangerous with the ball in his hand. But you can't fall asleep on Jake because he can throw it just as good.
Yeah, he may not be able to throw as far as Lefevre, but you got less than 20 yards to go. He can air it out.
Big Joel Ramirez there.
Another short game.
You know, might be about 5 yards there. And Joel Ramirez, you know, when he runs, you know, he pumps those feet, and you know, you're not going to bring him down. You know, not the first tackler.
It's going to take at least 2 or 3. Jake takes off on his own.
He'll be close to the first down.
He's about 1 yard shy.
Yeah, quarterback draw.
Got that marker just past the 9 yard line. He got between the 9 and 10. So this one is either pound it with the running back or pound it with Jake.
You know, you got to give credit to the offensive line right now. You know, they are controlling the game. You know, they are dictating the pressure of moving these.
Shotgun.
Joe Ramirez
takes it around the outside.
Oh, it might be coming back.
Down at about, looks like between the 1 and 2.
Yeah, but you know, I believe there might be a holding call here, so it might be coming back. But again, Joe Ramirez, you know, we talk about how strong Joe Ramirez is running between the tackles, and there he was able to show his speed and get to the outside.
10 yards from the previous spot. Repeat, third down.
Okay, so we got a 3rd and 1 situation with that penalty. Bringing it back is now going to be a 3rd and 11.
I wouldn't be surprised if they try to sneak that slot receiver into the flats here and running a drag.
Oh, he's got the receivers spread out 2 and 2.
Oh, looks like might be a jet sweep.
Jet sweep.
He breaks the tackle.
Bounces off, and he's still going. Trying not to get out of bounds, and he's juking people left and right. He gains the 6 yards.
Yeah, you know what, Dave? He made the best of something where he might have been tackled for a loss there. You know, he fought his way through that arm tackle.
Yeah, the defender was coming up and hit him, and he kind of just bounced off and kept on going. When he got to the side, he's like, wait a minute, I don't want to go out just yet. So he jukes to the left, gets another 2 yards, and he's finally brought down with 5 yards to go. 4th and 5, and they're going for it. Steps back.
Oh, Jay has a lane to the outside if he decides to run. What a great touchdown pass by Jake. I mean, Jake could have gotten that if he would have ran, but you say, you know what? He trusted his receiver, hit him on a drag, touchdown.
Yeah, it's always hard to hit that pass while you're yourself in motion, but he just threw it like he does
And-
does it all the time.
And here's the kicker here. He hit the tight end coming on a drag on a crossing pattern, and most quarterbacks are like, I think I'm just gonna run it. Nah, Jake trusted his guy. He threw it where he could catch it, and he caught it, scored the touchdown. Great job, Redskins.
Now we're 3:55 left in the first quarter. 21-0, Redskins up.
That BNG sponsored by Knapp Medical Center.
You know, and coming into this game, we knew the Redskins were going to be explosive. Were we expecting them to be as aggressive? Maybe not. But we're seeing a different Redskin team evolve.
Last week, first quarter was 14-0.
14-0.
It's like they're stepping it up this week.
Right. You know, it's like, all gas, no brakes. But, you got to give credit to the offensive line. The holes are there. They're giving the quarterback time to throw all the time. So this Redskin team is going to go as far as this offensive line goes. With 3:55 left here in the first quarter, Redskins 21, and the Valley View Tigers 0.
And Redskins are lining up for the kickoff.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a very explosive first quarter for the Redskins. They struck from the very first play of the game, and then they come back with an onside kick, and they recover and they score again.
Ball is up, short kick, and it is out of bounds.
Ball goes out of bounds. That kickoff sponsored by McDonald's. Home of the famous Big Mac. Stop by.
Looks like the Tigers will be taking over. This will be they'll be starting at their own 16-yard line.
Dave, it's interesting, if watching number 89, Gabriel Enriquez, play on the outside there, and number 71, Mario Limon, the other defensive end, and Brian Castro, the other defensive end, number 44. These kids play on the other side of the line. If you see, we're about to see them. As soon as the ball snap, they're 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. They're looking for that tackle for loss.
Now, because of the out-of-bounds kick, ball was moved over to the 30-yard line. Shotgun.
Nowhere to go.
And
Brian Castro almost had him in the backfield, but that running back,
he was able to get back to the
yeah,
line
he
of scrimmage.
he did a spin and just was able to get back to the line of scrimmage. We got great crowd support here at the reservation.
Looks like the stands filled up quite a bit.
So 2nd and about 9 for the Valley View Tigers. They come out with trips on one side, almost out of pistol formation. And
Roll out, and quarterback keeps it. He's able to gain 1 yard on that one.
And that defensive tackle, number 60, was it that number 66 or 65? Great job with that backside pursuit, just coming down the line of scrimmage and making that tackle from the nose position.
Tackled him on the thigh, so he wrapped that arm around the one leg, and no, you're not going anywhere.
Right, that was Emilio Rivas, number 65, the nose tackle for the Redskins. 3rd and 10 for the Tigers.
There you go, pistol formation. Trips to the near side.
Here might be delay of game.
Delay of game on the offense.
Yeah, if you're playing the Redskins, you can't have those mistakes against the Redskins because this defense will make you pay.
Oh, most definitely.
You can't go from 3rd and 10 to 3rd and 15.
That penalty sponsored for all your penalties in life. Call your hometown lawyer, the Donna Family Law Firm, located at 111 North 17th Street in Donna.
Tigers back up. Pistol formation. Trips to the far side. High snap.
Rolling to the right.
Rolls out and it's
Oh,
caught.
it is caught on the design rollout.
It's a first down.
First down. And we talked about earlier in the game how Valley View will move the pocket and will roll out. And there's the perfect example of how they do this. And they rolled out to the trip side. They just it's what you call a flood. They flooded that zone on the right side and were able to convert that first down.
And this is the first sign of life from the Tigers. And this is why those 3 touchdown strikes really puts a damper on the momentum that anything that the Tigers can do. Got a running back moving the ball in 2-3 yards.
Again, I think that was Mr. Rivas there with a nose tackle making that tackle, maybe about a yard or two. But, I mean, he had some help there from the defensive end.
Number 32, Gonzalo, again. On the stop for the Redskins, number 65, Emilio Rivas, and number 71, Manuel Limon.
You know, for a nose tackle, Emilio Rivas moves. For a big boy, you know, he's had the last, he does. You know, he's already had 2 tackles in this drive from his nose.
Shotgun formation. Oh, take that back. He's under center. Takes a drop.
Incomplete, just a little too high there. But some of that was probably pressure to the quarterback there.
Oh, yeah. He knows they're coming. He knows they're big. He knows they're nasty. So it's always going to be weighing on his mind from here on out through the end of the game.
So now that's a 3rd and 8 for the Tigers. Ball on the right hash mark.
Defending for the Redskins, number 21, Isaiah Donna.
We got trips to the near side. Look
Now
for
we got a pistol formation.
Look for a rollout to this side. There it is.
There it is.
They're trying to flood the zone. And
he was able to complete that pass. And he moves the sticks as well. Pass went all the way down to
that was the middle
38.
That was the middle receiver on the trip formation who ran a out for about 10 yards.
And there's certain things you can do to get yourself back into this game with what they're trying to do. A lot of the times they're going to play a short game, 5, 6 yards, open up the field, give me a 15, then they spread back out. Here's your running play. He spins and is hit.
He is hit hard there. That's Jeremy Hinojosa, the middle linebacker. He just waited for him. He's like, all right, you can do your...
Tried to put that spin
right.
On made a defender miss him, but as soon as he turned around, boom.
Boom. Meet Mr. Jeremy Hinojosa. And
that's it for our first quarter. Right now, we are looking at a score of 21-0. Your Donna Redskins are in the lead.
You know, going back to last play there, Dave, you know, Jeremy Hinojosa, middle linebacker, that's what you want from a middle linebacker, to clean it up. You know, if they get by the defensive line, you want that middle linebacker there to secure that tackle. And that's a perfect example of Jerry Hinojosa. You know,
the next step up is somebody out of the second.
The safety. And
you're looking at a first down automatic if you get by the middle linebacker.
And that's why Jeremy's a leading tackler on this defense.
Yeah, that speed on him is 100% necessary, and he's got it.
You know, and I remember watching Jeremy play. I think in his junior high days. You know, I think he was a running back or a fullback. Now he's converted to a linebacker, and he's taking he's taking that.
He likes to hit.
Trap there, delayed trap.
And he's still going. There he goes. Able to get the first down on that one.
You know, and we saw this last week where Lafayette would drive down the ball, but then the Redskin defense will buckle up, and like the coach says, they hold the rope and they hold teams. So now let's see what they do here. Now they're inside, almost getting close to the inside the red zone.
At this point, it's usually like I'm saying, okay, you've gained enough yards. Now give us the ball back, and we'll see how quick they turn into that mentality.
Almost sacked there.
Throws it up.
Almost intercepted by Sandoval, in and out of his hands.
Got some happy fans looking at the camera. There we go. And I'm not seeing.
You know, Dave.
honestly, past this series.
You know, Dave. This might be a long game and a lot of passes so far. So, well, we might be here until close to 10.
Well, that all depends. If Donna can get the ball back, I'm sure they're going to be run heavy for the rest of the game.
Another delayed draw.
And he's taken down. Maybe a 2-yard gain. That'll bring up 3rd down and 8.
You know, they are using, you know, the Redskins' aggression, you know, there because, you know, they're running these draws and these linemen, these lines are up the field and then they just find the hole and able to get it, you know, 5-6 yards.
Number 26, Matthew Lopez.
Take that back. He's spotted for a 3rd and 5.
Trips to the near side.
Quarterback under center.
Handoff up the middle. 1st down.
And a little bit of deceit there. They showed they were going to pass.
Fantastic run by number 23, Brian Acosta of the Tigers.
You know, that quick handoff.
Right. And, you know,
As soon as he handed off, that hole opened up. Just enough for him to get a
right.
extra yardage.
And you know, when you run trips to one side, you know, you're forcing, you know, a linebacker and a safety over the top. So that will leave some lanes open underneath.
Yes.
It is 1st down for the Tigers.
Looks like they switched over to a 4-3.
Getting close, you know.
And they keep switching up which side they're running the draw to. Gives them
You know, they're getting
keeps the Redskins on their toes.
right, and it almost seems like they're trying to set up a bootleg here. But we'll see what happens here. Should be 2nd and short for the Tigers. Ball at about the 6-yard line.
I'm thinking it's going to be a running back into the flats.
Redskins showing
There
blitz.
you go. Oh no, handoff again down the middle.
And he might lose a yard there. You know, the Redskins went man, and those linebackers shot the gaps, and there was nowhere to go for the Tigers.
Number 23, Brian Acosta. Met at the line of scrimmage by a host of Redskins. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 4 yards to go.
Well, Dave, time out on the field with 8:43 left in the 2nd quarter. Redskins 21, Tigers 0, but the Tigers are threatening.
Tigers are threatening. They're driving. They put together a great series. Right now, you're looking at a 3rd and 4.
You know, talking about that, they created a great series. You know, they did convert that 3rd and 15. You know, so they're doing what they're supposed to. But in football, you know, you have to finish.
Without that exclamation point at the end, all you did was get tired.
Rightfully so there, Dave.
The police are chasing a guy. He's going south. He makes a U-turn and he kills us.
So 3rd and 4 for the Tigers. Ball at about the 7-yard line. It looks like the Tigers brought in their big boys.
It looks like they're going to try and bully their way in.
Yeah.
But the defensive side of the ball, they're pretty big themselves. Here's that hand.
Trying. Oh,
Oh, no, he's on the run. He's on the run.
he throws that just out of there. They were trying to set up that bootleg and that play action, but no. Very well scouted by the Redskins. And they are forcing a field goal.
Well, here's the thing. There's a reason why we're up here and they're down there. If we could figure it out, I'm pretty sure they did. I'm pretty sure the coaches down there figured it out too.
And
They're
again,
like, nope, they're gonna run it. They're gonna try and throw that pass. They've been trying to bully their way
Right,
through.
I mean-
they sent these big guys out here to give us a look that says, hey, we're gonna pound it down the middle. Watch out for the pass. And that's what they did.
ball kick is up. And it is no good. The Redskin defense holds again.
And
You
then
know,
they'll take over
you
on
know,
their own 7-yard line.
you know, Dave, and we talked all along how this defense, you know, they'll bend a little, but when it counts, they don't break.
Yeah, they do that. They've been doing that last week, this week. They showed that that's what they were trying to do last year.
What's even better is that our team is like our second year, like it's and that's like working here.
Lefevre at quarterback, back at quarterback, with Ramirez in the backfield.
Put it down for the winner alerts. So all you have to do is to make it louder again, just go back.
They faked the jet sweep, and Joel Ramirez up the middle for about 2-3 yards.
It looks like a bit on the spot, about 3 yards on that one.
You know-
Jake is not under center this time.
You know, what I liked about that last play, it was just 2-3 yards, but Joel hit that like, you know, he wanted that touchdown. You know, he hit that full speed.
Lefevre airing it out.
Oh, and it out of the hands. You know, he had to go through a defender, but that was Mark Zamorano.
Now, he
Almost
did
for-
have to slow down for this one in order to even have a chance at it.
You know, that might just be, you know, we might underestimate Mark Zamorano's speed. You know, he might have just outran that throw there.
Well, Lefevre's throwing against the wind this
Right.
quarter. So that I'm sure played a big part in it.
Long 7 yards for the Redskins.
Lefevre back,
Trying to hit a slant. Number 4 there.
and he's taken down at the 45.
Pass complete to number 4.
That's Ashton Garcia, number 4. You know, he ran a quick slant there, and you know, he hit. You know, if it wasn't for that shoelace tackle, you know, he would have been
I'm pretty sure
in the
coach
end zone.
saw that long pass and said, you know what, the wind's not going to do us any favors this time around. Let's cut him short.
Quick play. Big first down by the Redskins.
Shotgun into handoff.
To Joe Ramirez, breaking tackle, spins, and
Gets a yard.
maybe a yard or two after all that work.
27, Julián Ramírez. On the stop for the Tigers, number 55, Pablo Valdez. And number 11, Felipe Zarate.
Javier Rodriguez checks in at receiver. Javier or Xavier or the ex-weapon there, because, you know, he's been all over the field. Redskins trips to the near side. Quick screen to number 2. Tunnel screen. And he's off to the races. Oh!
Breaks apart, and he's caught from behind as he's trying to make a move down to the 29-yard line.
I'll tell you what, Dave, that tunnel screen, Mark Zamorano caught that, and he had linemen in front of him on that tunnel screen perfectly set up, you know.
Again,
He was
tackled right on top of the logo that's on the field. I thought he had gone down and didn't get up, but no, that's just
7
logo.
on the defense. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
What was that penalty for?
face mask.
It was a face mask.
It was a face mask.
I was going to say horse collar.
No, you know,
Because that defender came in quick and brought him forward. I was thinking he grabbed the helmet from behind. Guess he got the helmet from the front.
in this team, you know, with Mark Zamorano and Javier Rodriguez, you know, again, oh, in and out of the hand. I believe that was a Caleb Harrison.
Yeah, he put a little bit of extra
the
zip
hit,
on that
right.
one. It almost looked like the
And you know
was
what?
clapping.
And you throw it every single time. We got trips to the near side, and you only got 2 defenders on 3 almost, because that linebacker's playing a little tight there.
Looks like they're
So,
running an offset pistol here.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they throw that tunnel screen again or the slip screen. No, it's Joel Ramirez. Fighting his way close to a first down, still on his feet.
Looks like he might have gotten it.
Or be a yard short.
It was close.
Oh, that was number 26. He sneaked in the game. That was Lopez. Matthew Lopez. So it's 3rd and 1, maybe? Oh, he missed him. He missed Mark Zamorano on one of those pivot routes.
Yeah, that was a 3rd and 1 try.
So it is 4th and 1.
4th and 1, they're going for it, of course. Was that they're going to pound it through?
That's it.
Touchdown.
Bounces to the outside, and he runs it into the house. That will bring up
Yeah, Matthew
extra
Lopez.
point, looking at 27-0 right now.
Yeah, Matthew Lopez showed some speed to get to the outside. And once he got around that defensive end, it was pay dirt for him.
Setting up for the extra point. Kick is up.
And it is good.
It's good. With 6:15 left in the half, you're looking at the Redskins 28, the Valley View Tigers 0.
And Dave, where did this drive start from? Was it the 7?
It was the 7.
The 7.
They took over on downs because they missed that field goal.
And they drove that ball quick. Of course they were explosive on that screens, and they were able to get those big chunks of yards. And that is this Redskin offense where, it only takes one missed tackle and these guys are off.
Yes, these kids are doing the work to be able to put those extra yards in, yards after carry, yards after catch,
Perfect.
yards after carry. Hit and keep going. Running backs.
Whether it's Mark Zamorano or Javier Rodriguez, you see them where they don't want to come down. I mean, they don't catch the ball and fall down. These guys are fighting, to get another 5, 6, 7 yards.
Kick is up.
When there's a squid kick, falls down at the 22.
So the Valley View will take over again. They're gonna try and finish it off this time. Now they put on a really decent drive in that last series. They couldn't finish it. The kicker could not put it through the upright, so they didn't get any points on the board at all.
Yeah, and if the Tigers want to be effective and move the ball and score, I think they're going to have to get the quarterback on rollouts. Get them out of the pocket because this defense line is getting to the quarterback. So they've been effective when they move the quarterback out of the pocket on the design rollouts, and they flood the zone and able to find somebody out there in the flats.
The only other option would be to do a lot of misdirection, a lot of counters, a lot of traps, a lot of sweeps. Straight up the middle.
Yeah, that was that defensive end. He came crashing in.
And he killed him.
Yeah, that was Limon, number 71.
That's the same mistake that La Feria made last week. They kept on trying to make that middle draw, that middle smash, just try to work it. It never did. And it didn't matter who was on that line when they put in the backups, they got stopped by them too.
Yeah, and it's just all the credit goes to the coaches and the coaching staff preparing these kids for tonight's matchup. They do see their game tape and they go over and watch this, so they do see the tendencies that this team. We got a little false start there, but they prepare all week for this team, and now when they come out here, they're able to put what they watch to use and the tendencies and formations and what they're going to do. And
with the past couple of years, this team being so young, the player IQ is getting a lot better, so they're starting to see what the coaches are telling them is going to happen. So It's just muscle memory
start.
reactions.
Number 50 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
The linebackers are making the reads. The defensive linemen they're blocking up those holes with only 3 of them.
Right.
The speed that the defensive backs have can match any receiver that they've seen out there. So right now, this is just a totally balanced team.
Look at that pressure. Limon almost had him, and he still gets hit. Don't be surprised. Oh, almost intercepted.
Incomplete.
And then the pressure from these defensive ends, Limon, they fire off the ball so quick. That quarterback was trying to, get to the outside, roll out, and guess what? Limon was already there like, hey, buddy, you ain't going outside.
And when they do their prep work, it looks like they are paying attention to every, even minute detail during practice, saying, if he does this, be here. If he does that, be over there. And so, like I said, it's just that muscle memory that they've been paying attention, and they're making their reads. Quarterback under center.
Trap.
And he's
nope.
caught.
Yeah, that linebacker there, I believe that was the outside linebacker, came in.
Opened up, and he got a false sense of hope that he was going to have some daylight. And he was just taken down right away.
I believe that was the gentleman that scored the touchdown with the tackle there. I think that was Matthew Lopez, outside linebacker. I mean, he's all over the field tonight. Ball over the head, might be a safety. Oh, poor kicker, punter.
It's not roughing unless he gets the ball off.
No, I mean, and that's not his fault. The ball was just over his head and
well over his head.
Yeah, and that's one of those times that
when you're getting beat like that, it's not so much that you're undisciplined. Mm-hmm. Your head just is not there anymore. You've got to have some momentum, anything. But the 30-0 before the half, that's got to play a key role into why the Tigers can't get anything going.
Right.
And it's hard for the pros to come back from a huge deficit like that. These are high school kids.
Dave, we've had the offense on fire, the defense playing lights out, and we talk about it every week. You got to win 3 aspects of the game, or 2 aspects of the game to win the game. So far, we've seen 2. Now, I'm expecting a big play here on special teams.
They've pretty much killed it on special teams.
On onside kick, but
they had that onside kick, and they have not been able to move the ball on the kickoff. So with that safety, you were looking at 30-0, 4:13 left in the half. Now, the kickoffs that they've had were mostly in the first half, and they weren't able to. And this is the first time that they see it, just because of a safety, that they see a kickoff to them, and they've got the wind behind their back. So hopefully they can get it past midfield. Kick is up.
I believe that's Javier Rodriguez, number 6, I believe.
Makes a move and gains about 5 yards.
5 yards, but I believe there might be a hold in the block in the back there. So not the start you wanted for the Redskins, because that looks like it's coming back to probably about the 30 or the 25.
Which if it was a regular kickoff, which is where they would start either way. But even with the wind behind them, that was not a long kick.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 9 of the return team. 15 yards from the end of the run. First down.
So
they're actually going to be starting at the 25.
For all your penalties in life, call your hometown lawyer, the Dana law firm located at 111 North 17th Street in Donna.
And now we got Jay Garcia,
2 to Jeffrey, and
Ball is spotted on the 25-yard line of the Redskins.
it looks like we got two series to Jeffrey to 1 from Jay.
There's Jay Garcia. You know, that delayed draw there, quarterback draw, and one shoelace tackle there. Because if it's not for that shoelace tackle, Jake would right now be celebrating in the end zone.
Another touchdown.
First down sponsored by Chick-fil-A.
There you go, shotgun formation. Jake hands off.
Number 27, Joel Ramirez.
Brings it down to the 45.
On the stop for the Tigers, number 21, Eric Segovia.
Second and short for the Redskins. Outside jet sweep to number 6, Javier.
On the carry for the Redskins, number 2, Mark Camarano.
No, I believe that was Javier Rodriguez on the carry, number 6. Came close to the first down, might be an inch away or so.
On the stop for the Tigers, number 55.
First down. He did get the first down.
Back in the shotgun. And looks like he just takes off running on a quarterback sweep.
You know, Jake, I think Jake might have cut it in a little too early. It looks like he had a lot of passengers there to the outside to just keep on going. But, he did get positive yards there. Get about 2-3 yards on that outside quarterback keeper.
Oh, we only have 2:30, 2.5 left in the half. And 30 points up. It could have been on purpose. But there goes a pass.
Oh, he dropped it. I believe that was Mark Zamorano. I think in his hands. What a perfect throw. I think Mark was already looking, okay, turning up and running, because it doesn't get any easier than that. But a great throw by Jay Garcia. I mean, he hit him in stride. Oh, now they're subbing in Jeff at tight end.
Oh, they put Jeff at Lefevre at tight end?
Yes, he's a weapon on the field.
I haven't seen him anywhere but the QB1 position.
Yeah, and there they go to him.
I guess he said, Coach, let me field a couple of passes.
Right? He catches. And that play there, Donna has been known for that play, that where they roll out one direction and throw it to the backside tight end. I remember that from years past. It's great to see it, back in the playbook.
Shotgun formation. Hand off, number 6, I believe.
No, that was 27, Joel Ramirez.
I'm looking at everything sideways right now. Hand off, and he's hit right away, not going down.
Yeah, Joel.
Until he finally does.
Yeah. You know what? That might have been a broken play. Coach is not happy with that. I think maybe the coach wanted Jake to keep that one. Because Joel just ran the last play. I think Joel's like, hey, calm down. Well, with 1:27 left here in the second quarter, Valley View Tigers 0 and your Redskins 30.
Now we got some scores tonight from around the valley. We've got San Benito over Pace. Let's see, that looks like 28-0. We got Rivera over Edinburgh North 3-0. We got Mac High over Mission High 13-0.
Wow, that I think that might have been the game of the week there.
Then we've got PSJ North 27, Los Fresnos 7.
Oh.
Westlaco High 21, Harlingen South 9. Last year's district champions.
And I'm telling you, South is not as strong as they were last year, but it's still early. We'll see what happens.
We got Brownsville St. Joseph 15, Santa Rosa 0.
And those Bloodhounds.
No score yet from Donna North. Oh, okay, I thought I mentioned earlier it was La Jolla Coyotes. No, they're playing Juarez Lincoln.
Juarez Lincoln, yeah. The Huskies.
Still scoreless. No, oh sorry, no score reported. Edcow Chelsea versus Raymondville, no score reported.
And that's
Edinburgh Vela 20, Edinburgh High 7. Harlingen High 34, Mercedes 7.
wow. You
I know
know,
they weren't blown out last week, but they were blown out last week. At least they have a score so far.
so far they do, and not just against anybody. You know, the Harlingen Cardinal defense is pretty strong. One of the best in the
One of the best
valley.
in the valley.
Yeah, and it's still early. Still probably what in the first half,
Yeah, second quarter.
second quarter. Yeah, so that's still early.
Now you're looking at PSJ Southwest 13, La Feria 7. That's not one that I would have expected.
No,
Not one I would have expected at all. You've got no score reported from La Villa versus Lyford. You've got McCallum Memorial 13, Mission Veterans Memorial 6.
and that's what I meant. Game of the week there.
That's another one, okay. We got Santa Maria at Monte Alto, no report on that one. Then we've got Hidalgo and Gruya, no reporting. Sherryland High 7, Brownsville Hannah 0.
Interesting.
The
Okay.
Rattlers coming on strong the past couple of years. They did that upset last year on Mercedes, got them
right.
into the top 3. There was a 3-way tie for the district title, and wound up putting them in the 2nd seed, dropping Mercedes down to the 3rd seed. We got Sherryland Pioneer 13, Rio Grande City 14.
Wow, that is the price score for me.
And then Progresso and Prima not showing a score yet, so hopefully we get something from them, and we'll revisit that again later on in the game.
All right, so we're 4th and 10 for the Redskins here with 1:16 left in the second quarter.
They are
Jay
going
Garcia
for it.
on the delayed draw there, and then that is Matthew Lopez, the outside linebacker.
Go down and only going down once he crossed the end zone.
Matthew Lopez has done it on the defense side of the
ball
ball,
and the offense.
and now on the offense.
So a 3rd and 10 turned into a touchdown. It wasn't just a fight for the first
Dave,
down.
do you know who Matthew Lopez is?
Give me a hit.
The hair.
The hair.
Oh. So that's great to see Matthew Lopez, score. And I think that's his 2nd touchdown of the night.
I know. One of these days, I'm probably going to walk in with a set of clippers and say, sit down, close your eyes. We'll give you a good haircut.
All right, young man. 2 touchdowns on the night.
Listen to the cosmetology class here on campus.
So the extra point is good. So with 1:06 left in the second quarter, your Redskins 37 and Valley View 0. Dave, I got to go back to the last play. 4th and 10, and you run a delayed draw.
Yeah, it looked like it could have either been. We're looking at it from the side instead of the way it should be, but it looked like it could have either been a delayed draw or just a counter where you step over the right and then take the ball opposite side.
Yeah, it was a delayed draw or a sprint draw where you sprint to one side and the quarterback was rolling out to that direction and hand off, and he goes back to the opposite direction and boy did he. But you got to give credit to the offensive line because he hit a huge hole. Huge.
Was in trouble there for a second, but put on a couple of moves and determined to make that score.
Yes. Interesting to hear some of these scores here in the second half. But so far, your Redskins have put up 37 points on the board, 2 points coming from a safety.
And we still have 1:06 left in the half. Ball goes up. And it's fielded down at the 26-yard line. He didn't even try to return it.
No.
He just fell on it.
And there goes Mr. Touchdown 26 onto the field there. Now to play outside linebacker, Matthew Lopez.
We got 1:05 left in the half, and we've only gotten an hour into the game.
These linebackers for the Redskins are aggressive, fast, and they just play great ball. When you see them, you see them all pursuing. You know, not only do they pursue, you know, they take the right angles to get there. So after every play, you see 10 helmets there, 9 helmets of the team getting there. But, you know, but they're led by their linebackers.
And hardly anybody left out.
Back in the quarterback for the Tigers, number 8.
He'll hand that one off. Good run. Got hit, was going down, put his hand down to get just a couple more yards before his knee hit. But he is brought down at the 41-yard line.
And I think the Redskins, I think the Redskins are content in giving these yards and chewing up the clock. And
as long as that clock keeps running.
You know, there's that. Oh, nowhere to go there. That's Mr. Limon, defensive end, that read that, stayed at home, and another tackle for loss.
And he's,
yeah, about 2-3 yards.
Up a 2nd and 15 about.
You know, and like, you know, if you're a defensive coordinator, you tell your kids, keep everything in front of you. And that's
2nd and 12, 2nd and 11.
And that's what these Redskins are doing. You know, they're keeping everything in front of them. And when they get there with bad intentions, you know.
Definitely. The receiver's out, trips to the near side.
And they're going to roll out to the near side.
And he's gonna run for his life now. That's the end of the half, and he runs it out of bounds.
He ran it out of bounds, but there was like 3-4 heat-seeking missiles that were coming at him, you know.
And so he got a good 6 yards on that play to end out the quarter.
The safety?
It was the safety. They got a safety.
Yes.
They got something.
Yeah, it was a safety. The safety gave him 2 points to get to the odd number there, 37. So, you know, David, it's been a game in the first half where they have mastered almost every aspect of the game: the offense, defense, special teams.
Yes. Well, special teams could use a little work, and if they,
right, it could.
I don't know how much work they need considering their offense and defense.
Right.
Firing on like 8.
Well, they have made all their extra points. They have a safety and an onside kick recovery. So, you know, if you're the special teams coordinator, you're happy right now going in.
With what's going on.
Right. So
you're definitely happy if you're the offensive coordinator.
Oh yeah.
Definitely happy. They've proven they can do pretty much anything they want to do out on the offensive side of the ball.
Right.
On the defensive side of the ball, they're shut down. The Tigers had that one long series,
right,
and that was it.
Right, and you know, Dave, when you say shut down, it's what you call lockdown. They are locking down and playing. You know, I remember back in my coaching days where you just lock down and you say, you know what, that's my guy and that's what I'm covering and I'm locking down. And that's what this Redskins defense is doing. They're locking down every single player. You know, they're staying they're keen on the reads, staying home when they're supposed to, and attacking. You know, you know, if you go back to the old days of the pursuit, swarm, strike, you know, and that's exactly what this team is doing.
They're more than half of the defensive side of the ball is involved in every single play, and that's a sign of the way these kids are coached. They're doing great. Now, what we're looking at is in 30 minutes, we will see the second half of this game. Right now, we're sitting here with the Redskins, 37, Valley View Tigers 0, and we will catch you on the other side.
Put the microphone outside so you can get some band.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome to halftime. We would like to begin tonight by paying tribute to the late Jim Melhart. Jim Melhart was a staple in music inside Texas and a great supporter of fine arts education. Jim Melhart lived for fine arts, and tonight, fine arts lives for Jim Melhart. Thank you, Jim. This one's for you. Ladies and gentlemen, the Valley View Independent School District Fine Arts Department is proud to present a Valley View halftime showcase. We begin this evening's entertainment by featuring the Valley View High High School 2022, 2023. Tiger Team.
And folks, we are back. Coming to you on the other side of the halftime here. We're still looking at the Redskins 37, Valley View Tigers 0. The Tigers will be lining up to receive the ball. And the Redskins so far have only received twice. Once on the opening kickoff and once on a safety. We're hoping that their kickoff return team might get a little bit more of some practice in this game.
You know, that might be, we might want some of that, but then we might not want some of that at the same time.
At least one or two.
One.
And it looks like, I don't know what happened there. He was able to field the ball and just drop down to the floor. Didn't want to make a return on that one.
You know, but if I'm the defensive coordinator, I want to see a big 0 through the whole game. You know, I don't want to give up 7 points. I don't want to give up 6. I don't want to give up 3. And right now, this defense is showing no signs of giving any points up.
Oh, no, it doesn't look like that at all. And there are a few games out there throughout the valley that are looking to be the same thing. You've got San Benito at the half, 28-0 over Brownsville Pace, which is a district player for Donna High. You've got Edinburgh North 7, Rivera 3, Mac High 13, Mission High 7. That was a quick run up the middle that was stopped immediately. We got Wesco High 24, Harlingen South 9.
You know, that's a revenge game from last year, and the Panthers are making that revenge tour.
Too bad this one's not for district, though.
No, it's not, you know.
You've got Brownsville St. Joseph 29, Santa Rosa 0. Still nothing coming in from the North and Juarez Lincoln game. Hoping to get something from there. At halftime, you've got Raymondville 6, Ed Couchelsa 0. That's a surprising one. Running back is stopped dead center of the field.
You know, he ran for about 50. Yeah, he ran for about 15 yards, only to gain about 2 yards.
There we go. We've got Edinburgh Vela 34, Edinburgh High 13. We've got Harlingen High just completely dominating that game over there. Scores 55-7 at the half.
Well, you know, the Tigers are not going to see another team as strong as the Cardinals all year. You know, so they're getting.
Well, they've got a couple of teams out at the Coastal Bend that came in this year.
Well,
both teams made it to the quarterfinals in district last year, and now they were, due to the alignment, they're brought down into our into our neck of the woods, and they're looking to repeat. They didn't lose as much as everybody's thinking, and from what I understand, their second team could beat a lot of first teams out here. Now we've got PSJ Southwest 13, La Feria 7, holding that lead over them. You've got Lyford 19, La Villa 7. They're in the third quarter. Mission Vets and McCallum Memorial 13 all at the half. Donna High, of course, leading 37-0 in the third.
We got 35 for the Tigers right now. They faked the draw, and Limon chases the quarterback. Quarterback scrambling for his life.
Looks like he just threw that
He
one
threw
away.
that, and it almost intercepted. Great job by number 7 coming in, tipping that ball away for the Redskins.
You've got Brownsville Hannah that's making a comeback, 21-14 in the second. Sherryland Pioneer 19, Rio Grande City 14. Fremont 40, Progreso 7. MMA 17 and Rivera Coffer 6. We'll return with a few more scores later on. Now here we are.
You know, I want to say, you know, the last play, that was Brian Juarez, number 7, playing cornerback for the Redskins, who dove and tipped that ball away. He was very close on intercepting that one.
He got the punt off. Short punt, though.
And it takes a Redskin bounce. Ball will be
back and forth for a
Yeah.
little bit till they finally required him to down the ball.
You know, so here we are, Redskins getting their first crack at it here in the second half. And so, Dave, starting this second half, you know, do you think they still be as aggressive as they were in the first half?
They may take their foot off the pedal just a little bit. They're gonna want to go and see the rest of the team, get them some game time experience, so that when the time does come for them to go in and play, they're not as surprised with the speed of the game, because the speed from JV to varsity is night and day. Got Lefevre handing the ball off.
Oh, no, a quick
take
slant.
that back. It was a quick slant.
Look at that receiver fighting, zigzagging his way through that line there.
Pile of players there in the middle of the field, but he comes up with a first down.
You know, that was interesting there on that catch. You know, he came back all the way to the offensive line like a running back, like, wait.
He took the slant there on the other side of the hash and
Yeah.
somehow ended up in the middle of the field.
Field, right? Joel Ramirez pounding the ball up the middle.
Was handed off.
He just slashed right through the middle for about 8 yards. You know, that last play, or the 2 plays ago on that quick slant, you know, to see that your offensive line downfield 7-8 yards blocking, you know, that just shows you the tendency of this Redskin team.
Bully of an offensive line.
Yes.
That's what you want to see every single play.
Fumble.
Who comes up with it?
Oh, it's going to be Redskin ball. I saw I think Jeffrey Lefevre jumped on it too. But we'll see what they call. Yeah, it'll be Redskin ball. You know, a quick indication that was Redskin ball. The referee motion to keep the clock ticking. So it'd be 3rd and short for the Redskins.
Shotgun formation.
Joel
down the middle.
You know, and Joel,
he stumbled his way through a huge game.
You know, and Joel, he hit that, but most important, yeah, he did trip up, but he fell forward. You know, he was still going forward. You don't see Big Joel going backwards.
Almost looked like his legs didn't want to cooperate with him. He said, "No, we're gonna slow it down," but his shoulders were going straight forward, and he stumbled about 7 yards. Good stumble. Shotgun formation.
A free
Passes
play.
it out to the outside.
Pass interference. That I believe that's pass interference.
We'll see if the flag will up. It does.
Might be two flags on this play here, both on the defense. Mark Zamorano there, you know, almost brought that in. You know, and the way the Redskins attack you, you know, they got their outside receivers, their X, the Z, and their slots, and each one of them is a threat. Anytime, you know, they touch the ball, you know, you see them catch the ball, fight through those defenders, you know, those would-be tacklers, and turn it up and get as many yards as they can.
Ref's coming in with a call. Oh, they're still discussing it. He's pointing over at the offense. I don't know why. Here we go.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Offside, number 55 of the defense.
Decline.
That penalty is declined. Pass interference, number 14 of the defense. The ball will be placed on the 4-yard line. Automatic first down.
Oh, they're going to be putting the ball on the 4-yard line.
So that's
There were two infractions on that play. One was a offsides, and the other one was a pass interference. They're taking the interference call.
You know, first and goal for the
15
Redskins.
yards, and they get to start again.
Joe Ramirez following his blockers, and he dives in for the touchdown.
Into the touchdown.
You know, even though it was about a 4-yard run, Joel was patient there. You know, he followed that pulling guard and into that hole and just dove into the end zone.
Yeah, he was getting his knees up. There were players falling right in front of him, but stepped right over him and dove into the end zone. Looks like we got a player down.
Official timeout. Man down.
We got injury timeout here. You know, Dave, as we wait for this injury timeout, we're still early here in the third quarter. 8:16 left. The Redskins have put 43 points. You know,
With a pending extra point.
yeah, pending extra point, and the way they've been able to do it, you know, this game is just
They've scored from every way that they can.
they can, yeah.
Well, they haven't had a defensive score, so we'll wait for that one. But on offense, run, pass, they've done it all.
Oh, there you go.
You know, and I think, David, this goes back to the scrimmage that we saw them scrimmage against San Benito, where they were able to go toe and toe with a big 6A.
One of the best teams in the valley.
Exactly. And I think, this Redskins team was forced to grow up fast in that scrimmage, you know, and they held their own. And now we're just seeing that carry over from scrimmage play to the first game. And now here we are in the second game, and they're just as effective.
Now, I will admit, last week they were a little bit more run heavy than they were pass. This week, they're a little, just a bit more pass heavy than they are run. They're going to be slowing that down now because of the lead that they have. So we'll see a little bit more running. But the first half is an indicator of really both from this week and last week is an indicator is they're a well balanced team.
Yeah. Well,
If the run doesn't work, the pass will.
the
and
pass
vice
will.
versa.
Right, and then we're seeing them, you know, develop a good 1-2 punch with Jake and Jeff. You know, both can hurt you almost the same way. And interestingly enough, they're, you know, on that critical, the third and long play, where Jeff came in at tight end and Jake hit him on an out route. On the drag to the opposite side of the field. You know, he rolled out one way, hit him back on the backside. So this team has, you know, whether it's last week and this week, they're progressing and building.
What I do like about this is they're not building the team around one player.
Exactly.
You see that a lot in high school because there are so many high schools throughout the valley, throughout Texas, throughout the U.S.
You know, and you always have like that one superstar, and that superstar to get like 20 carries, 30 carries. And here, you know, you this team is built around their playmakers: Luis Silva, Javier Rodriguez, Mark Zamorano. You know, Jeremy at linebacker, Joel Ramirez at running back. You know, so they got weapons all over the field. You know, it's just you only got one football, and they're doing a good job of getting the ball to the playmakers. And those playmakers are making the best of the shot that they get.
Definitely. But this team, I don't want to say they're exactly in comparison with the Madden Super Bowl team, the Raiders when they played. It wasn't about any one player. It's about the entire team together playing for the same goal. Not get this person the ball and he'll take care of it. None of that's going on here.
Yeah, and I do see some different players here on defense now. So they've subbed in their defensive line, their linebackers, and their defensive back. So they've made substitutions already on the defensive side of the ball. And there's no
difference.
No drop in level of play there. That's about a 1 yard loss there. That defensive line quick, you know, closed that hole there. You know, these defenders are pinning their ears back and going, you know.
Good thing about this team is they're not heavy in any one class either. There's a great mix of seniors to juniors to sophomores. Everybody's getting that experience.
You know, and I gotta, you know, we're still early here in the third quarter, but just watching the second team already go in there, you know, they're getting after it. You know, there's no, you know, drop down. You know, if you see that, look how many hats are in the backfield there. Another tackle for loss.
Well, keep in mind, those backups, they're trying to get to the first half of this game.
Right.
That's what they're trying to do. So they're going to play. They're probably going to play even harder than the first three.
And if you're trying to develop this team and go into the playoffs, you need that depth. You know, because it's a long season. You're going to get banged up. You're going to get bruised up. So you never know when you're going to need these players. And what better way to get them in a game early, let them gain experience, and develop, and go from there.
And they're doing this because they can, not because they have to.
Right. So here we are, 30-11 with 6:48 left in the third quarter. Tigers trips to the near side. Quarterback rolls out.
Rolls out to his left, tosses it.
And he drops it. He would have had the first down.
He would have had the first down.
He would have had the first down. You know,
he bobbled out of bounds.
That's intended for number 9.
And here comes the punt team again.
Here comes the punt team. You know,
last time the punt team was out here, we had a safety.
You know, but you still got to give credit to the Valley View quarterback. You know, he rolled out. He hit the quarterback. You know, he did his part. He threw it. It was in the receiver's hands, you know. And so, you know, those catches are going to come for them, you know, as the season progresses. They get confidence, and it's just not happening tonight for the Tigers. Redskins with about 8 guys in the box coming for the block.
The hike is good. Fair catch.
He fumbles it.
He fumbled, and it looks like Valley View picked it up.
Valley View. That's the.
Loose ball on a fair catch.
Well, it was almost a perfect night for the Redskins, and here goes, you know, almost. And
Now, not to nitpick, and not to sound biased either, but it did look like some of those defenders got a little too close to it. So, they didn't throw one. They didn't feel justified enough. But
well,
I wouldn't have blamed them if they threw the flag for being too close to the catch.
Well, if you're gonna fumble the ball, it's better to fumble it when you're up 44 points.
Yeah.
Well, here we are, 1st and 10 for the Tigers with 6:27 left in the third quarters. Tigers trips to the far side. Quarterback rolls up to the trip side.
Tosses it short and out of bounds.
You know, Dave, that's going to be open for the Tigers all night. All night. You know,
they could have been driving with that exact type of play. I've always said those short inside and outside routes. It's like having another run play.
And all that.
Number 52 of the offense.
Oh,
and that's going to be coming back.
That's coming back for holding, and all they're doing, all this, you know, this last play where they had the completions, all they're doing is flooding the zone, and so one guy is going to be open in this zone.
It is first down and 20 yards to go for the Tigers.
I might be seeing things, but are there 4 defensive linemen and 4 linebackers?
Yeah, they did change it up, running what looks to be like a 4-3 defense.
I've never seen a 4-4 though.
A split defense. Oh, and that another tackle for a loss there.
So what started off on the 46-yard line of the Redskins has now been brought back to the 42 of the Tigers. That brings up a 2nd and 22.
You know, I'll take that back, Dave. It looks like they're running more of a nickel defense with 2 linebackers and then maybe
instead of dropping an extra safety, they
right.
rolls out to his left,
and he's going to be sacked.
He's going to be sacked. That's going to be down. He's going to be tackled and then rolled back behind the 30. It was tackled on 31.
Yeah, I believe that was AJ Garcia, number 99.
Quarterback tried to.
Yeah, he had nowhere to go. Big
he
AJ.
tried to pump and he didn't bite.
No, AJ was going to eat that up quick.
When most defenders would have jumped up to try and prevent that pass, he just threw his hands up but kept running towards him.
AJ Garcia, defensive end, senior defensive end for the Redskins, with the last sack. Now that drops the Tigers down to 3rd and 22 with 4:45.
3rd and 30.
Yeah, 3rd and 30.
That was a loss of 8 on that one.
Valley View.
Valley View was taking a timeout.
First timeout of the second half.
You know, in this whole game, that defensive line front has kind of dictated the game. You know, they've closed these lanes for the run draws, and they've been able to put pressure on the quarterback. You know, when he rolls out, you know, there is a defender in the quarterback's face.
Just to give you a little shout out, thank you to the fans out there. So far tonight, we've had 360 views on this broadcast. So I really want to thank the fans for tuning in and giving us a look. Hopefully, we'll get a little bit more as the season rolls on. We've got a brand new YouTube site where these games are being broadcast.
Hey, you know, one thing that came to my mind last week, Dave, is want to give special thanks to two gentlemen that helped us for many years, Robert and David, who retired. So if you guys, I know you guys out there listening, thank you, Robert and David, and I hope you guys are enjoying your retirement.
Now this year we've got Rudy up in command now, and he's doing an awesome job running around. This is his first year. Chicken with his head cut off, but what goes on with this broadcast, what goes on with the scoreboard, with the announcers, he puts everything together, and we can't thank him enough.
Thank you, not only him, you know, our great camera crew out there who are getting the shots that you are seeing there on the screen. You know, if you're here at the game, you see this beautiful scoreboard and this perfect view that we have, and it's a different experience here at the reservation. So if you can make it, definitely come here for the next game.
Punt situation again. Punt goes off. Took a bounce. It looks like it was going to bounce back, so we fielded it at the 35, and the Redskins will take over.
You know, now that we got a timeout here between a quick timeout, I want to give our thanks to our scoreboard sponsors, Roberto Salazar Law Firm, the Wesco Chick-fil-A, the Wesco Raising Canes, the law office of Dennis Ramirez, Julian Guards of State Farm Insurance, the McDonald's of Donna, Galvan Insurance, Knapp Medical Hospital, Plains Capital Bank, Charlie Clark Nissan, OK Pharmacy, and Ambetter Wellmet. Thank you guys for being great sponsors.
Official timeout.
Yeah, we've got an official timeout now.
And we still got 4:26 left in the third quarter. Well, Dave, I did tell you it was going to be a long game. I told you we'd probably be here after 10.
Yeah. Started 9:30 at night. Now, wanted to mention, normally we get about halfway through the season and that daylight saving times hits, and then we start seeing our games start with the lights on.
Right.
I don't think that's going to happen this year. We don't have our daylight savings time switching over until November this year.
I never understood that. Is there a switch that they change every year, or how do they decide that?
I don't know how they decide the days. It's a running count, so it changes every year. But also, from what I understand, is this year and next year, and we may be saying goodbye to daylight savings time. It'll end next year, and then the time will never change again.
A round of applause for number 23.
It'll just be running times.
And I wouldn't mind that at all.
Oh, I don't mind it either, especially that springtime change. Ooh. As I get older, I'm starting to. I love the fall back. I hate the spring forward. There you go.
Jay Garcia at quarterback. It looks like he got Joel Ramirez in the backfield. And twins to the far side. H-back.
The quarterback for the Redskins, number 11, Jake Garcia.
Takes that quick in. And he's running all over the field. Back to the center.
He was
Loose ball.
he loose.
I
Yeah,
think the ground caused
yeah,
the fumble.
it did. It was after he was.
He hit the ground and then the whistle was blowing and the ball popped up.
Yeah, I believe that was number 16 with a reception there for the Redskins.
The loose ball recovered by number 22, Ethan Gutierrez of the Redskins.
Either way, it was recovered by the
Danny
home team,
Martinez. I believe that was Danny Martinez, number 16. And Danny is a sophomore. Wait, let me see. Yeah, Danny Martinez, he is a sophomore, so he'll be back 2 more years after this.
And option down the middle.
On the carry for the Redskins, number 22, Ethan Gutierrez.
And that's number 22, Ethan Gutierrez, now getting a chance at running back.
For the Tigers, number 7, Luis Fernandez.
And Ethan's a sophomore as well. So you were saying, David, this team has a great balance of seniors and juniors and sophomores. Now we're seeing some of the sophomores get some playing time.
And it looks like they're able to run pretty well at the varsity level. They're doing a great job blocking, taking handoffs, ground and pound that ball. They're sticking to the game plan. Motion.
Jet sweep to number 16 to the outside. He has a little hole to the outside.
He's gaining yardage. He's finally taken down at the 25.
Danny Martinez with a carry there from the slot on the jet sweep. And that's one thing that this spread offense does is it gets everybody involved. They get their slot receivers, their X and Z, their H back, the running back, the quarterback. Everybody's involved in every play.
And it's hard to say that Jake is the QB2.
Yeah, and there goes Jake again. He's probably going to tiptoe into the end zone there. Yep, touchdown, Jake Garcia. Well, Dave, we hit 50. 50 in the third quarter.
Canes is going to be offering, what is it, the BOGO or?
Well, what did they give the last time? Buy one, get one free or something like that after you buy a combo?
I try to avoid Canes on nights like that when that happens.
Right.
Because, well, I'm going to be in line for at least an hour if I decide to try that. So rather not even entertain it.
Good. Well, we cracked the 51.
51-0, 2:39 left in the third quarter.
That extra point, sponsored by Net Medical Center, continues to offer level 3 trauma medical care at 1401 East.
So with 2:39 left here in the third quarter, your Redskins 51 and the Valley View Tigers 0. I'm trying to see if I can get you the schedule for next week, Dave.
The Redskins will be going on the road next week.
And
I had that up just a while ago. Let's see if I can bring that back up.
Let's pull that up for you guys.
Insurance Agency, providing affordable insurance products to help you recover from the unexpected. In the market for
Back deep for the Tigers, number 2, number 4, Nick Ramirez. Correction, number 26, Marcelo Peña.
And next week, the Redskins will be traveling to PSJA as they take on Memorial. And the Donna North Chiefs
On the return for the Tigers,
will be
number
playing
2,
next week against
Nick,
Porter at home.
Porter at home.
home of the big man.
We're still waiting to get an update from the Juarez Lincoln game right now. Your Chiefs are over there at in La Jolla playing Juarez Lincoln, and we still have no score for them.
On the stop for the Redskins, number 5, Caleb Harrison.
Let me double check that.
Game sponsor, the Fever Engineering.
Refresh that. I remember when we used to have to have people call in to tell us the scores and that rotary phone.
Nice little run for the Tigers there on a jet sweep for about 5 yards.
The stop for the Redskins, number 25, David Sandoval.
Second and 8 for the Tigers. We're under 2 minutes here in the third quarter. What you got over there, Dave? Got any scores yet?
I'm trying to find that La Jolla game.
The La Jolla game, okay.
So nobody's reporting it, but I do want to check out here.
Time out. Bellevue.
See, there's the one
There's
against
second
Nicky
timeout
Rose
in the second half.
yesterday. I'm not showing anything from tonight. Let's see, La Jolla SD Athletics. No, last posts were from yesterday. 2 days ago, nothing updated tonight.
Well, Dave, we do have a score from Mercedes out there. Harlingen High 55, Mercedes 14.
Oh, they scored
Yeah,
again.
they scored again.
Good for them.
And West Harlingen South right now, Wesco High 24, Harlingen South 11, and that game's in the fourth quarter.
We've got Brownsville Pace 49. Sorry, Brownsville Pace 0, San Benito 49, and that happens to be their home opener, just like some of these other schools are having their home openers. They're doing very, very well. Want to give a great shout out over there to the Greyhounds.
You know, probably the game of the week right now, McAllen Memorial 20, Mission Vets 13.
We got Edinburgh North 19 over Brownsville Rivera.
Nowhere to go on that run for the Tigers.
Mac High still leading Mission High 26-7.
Number 5, Caitlin Harrison.
We've got a final. PSJ North 41.
A loss of a couple
Los
of yards on
Fresnos
that play.
20.
Wow.
That'll bring up a third down.
Now,
You know-
I can understand why Wesco played so hard last week, because they were predicted to be fifth, looking out on the outside, looking into the playoffs. So they've been playing like, yeah, you all got it wrong, and it shows.
Yeah, and that group of kids, you know, they got something to play for, since you know last year they didn't make the playoffs. Or
First time in history,
yeah,
neither
of
team
them made the playoffs, and Coach Stroman has those kids now battling and you know,
I mean, last year 6A was a stacked district. 5A was just ridiculous to play with 10 teams in the district.
right.
Everybody just got a little bit of a breather this year, and they're playing. And this is what happens when you get to play comfortable, when you get to play your relievers, your backups, you get to game plan, you get to change your game plan, you get to take risks because it's non-district, and it shows how relaxed now that these kids are. Not every game is a playoff situation.
I gotta admit that's a good punt there for Valley View.
Yes.
That ball
And
will
it's
be
still
rolling inside the 10-yard line.
And it'll be down at the 7, looks like. Now, I brought that up with Los Fresnos and Wesco because Los Fresnos was slated to be third, and they were predicted to be third in their district. So Wesco does have something to prove against them.
You know, and that's gonna be a key matchup. You know, because they're fighting for the playoffs there over there. You know, between those two teams. You know, Harlingen's always gonna be tough in that district over there, and Wesco's out to prove something. You know, for not making the playoff last year. And I think that's what they call it, the revenge tour over there in Wesco now. We'll see what they do.
They're trying to get it all back from last year, and it looks like they're off to a good start.
Jay Garcia still a quarterback. Hand off to number 6 to the outside. looking for his blocks, dancing around, finds a
Still
little
going,
hole.
finds a
He's-
little bit of daylight and gets a game.
You know, he had a little stop, a little jump start, you know, crossover like you do in basketball, and
Juke.
and
Pushed out about by number 10, Brando Hinojosa of the Tigers.
I believe that was Javier Rodriguez or Xavier Rodriguez. I need to confirm if it's Xavier or Javier.
Number 74 in the offense. Half
Well,
the distance
we're in
for the
South
previous
Texas.
punt.
You're safe
We
saying
play for a
Javier.
Javier. I was calling X.
For all your penalties and live calls.
Well, all that run for nothing is coming back for holding. Still 1st and 10 with 25 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Now, on the lineman, sometimes that play extension, it doesn't work to your advantage because you're having to hold that block so long that sometimes your arms get outside.
Right. Well, it's that tackle on the outside. You know, he's the one that has to make that reach on that defensive end to get to the outside on that jet sweep. So it's all the keys on that offensive tackle. That's the guy that usually gets caught for holding.
On the stop for the Tigers, number 3, Zach Tolet. And number 55, Pablo Valdez.
Well, Dave, that's the end of the third quarter.
That'll bring the end of the third quarter.
Well, fourth quarter starts with a better view for me on which way they're running. But if they drive instead of ending with a big play, getting towards the end of that series, I'm gonna have to reach over and lean out.
You know, it's a beautiful night for football. We have a great crowd here at the reservation. We've seen the Redskins be effective, you know, in all aspects of the game tonight. You know, it's the start of the fourth quarter. You still want to finish strong. You know, you don't want that let down going into the next game.
Referee starts the fourth quarter.
Jet sweep to the outside, and he's going to have some room to the outside. He will grab that first down.
He's taken down at the 26-yard line, and that'll move the chains.
On the stop for the Tigers, number 5, Jaden Rosillo. That'll bring a
And that was number 9, Marcus Mata, you know, getting his chance running the ball there. And Marcus is one of those sophomores. So, you know, they do have these sophomores on this team.
Shotgun formation. Motion. Takes the handoff. And
Dave
turns it up and gets the first down.
I think that was Dallas Zuniga.
number 80, Dallas Zuniga.
Yeah, that was number 80, sorry.
And Dave, you almost got the feeling that if he just went by that last defender, there was nobody going to catch him.
Because that tackle was a leg tackle.
Yes.
He gets by that, he's gone. Because as soon as he turned that corner, he put on that extra speed.
Number 9 to the outside again, setting up his blocks. Gets down the sideline.
And he's taken down at the 36.
Number 9, Marcus Mata.
Sorry, it looks like they're marked at the 34. 34, 35.
So it's been,
The ref keeps moving on me.
you know, Dave, it's been back to back.
34.
It's been back to back sophomores. You know, Marcus and Dallas. So expect some big things from them in the future. Jay Garcia still at quarterback.
Motion, option down the middle. Good 6-yard gain. Oh, if they were taking it by the lane forward, that was an 8-yard gain.
On the stop for the Tigers,
Ethan Gutierrez on that carry, last carry.
and number 10,
Ethan, keep your head up, boy. He probably could have. He hit that hole hard, but he had his head down. If he just keeps his head up, he might be able to see the hole and be able to, you know, bounce it out. Regardless, he's still running hard.
Shotgun formation, trips to the top, motion.
Jet sweep to number 9.
And that jet sweep forces them to treat a receiver like a running back, but it spreads out that defense.
You know, and not only that, it makes those linebackers, you know, from the inside have to run to the outside. And if they decide to bail, you know, that quarterback can pull that ball back out and run up the middle or hand it off, you know, to the running back.
And that's why I've always said foot speed, agility, those actually are more important for the defense. Rather than a lot of coaches, they concentrate on, oh, you got to be strong, you got to be. Now it's all about speed. Because of that reason, you no longer have a running back coming out of the backfield. Sometimes you have a receiver coming around.
And there,
He's
Gutierrez,
taken down, right, maybe a couple of inches.
you know, that play, Ethan Gutierrez bounced it outside and got tackled. But what was kind of what caught my eye was Jay Garcia. He ran over there and checked up on him. Here's a senior taking care of the sophomore. Like, hey, are you okay? All right. You know, the coach has.
Because when he was tackled, he was brought down by the shoulder pads and face planted into the ground. Wasn't able to get his arms to.
You know, the coach has taught and had the kids believe into this mentality, hold the rope, and I see that hold the rope for each other right there. You know how they're fighting for each other, all 11 guys on the field.
Yeah, it's no longer a highlight reel type team. This is what we're gonna do. We're all gonna do it together. These are our goals. Let's all take the step at the same time.
Yeah. So if you're just tuning in, we're 7:57 left in the fourth quarter. Your Donna Redskins 51 and Valley View Tigers 0. And Donna's just methodically just driving down the field here. Another jet sweep to the outside. Oh, good. That was a good defensive play by the defensive end there. But that might be personal foul. How he picked him up and threw him down.
And slammed him. Yeah, there it is.
I mean, he did make a good play there. You know, he fought off the block, made the tackle. Just
the defender kind of got frustrated that he could not take him down, so he lifted him
up. Right.
You can't do that.
Little Friday night smackdown there. And that's probably gonna be a first down for the
I
Redskins.
remember when it used to be Thursdays.
Thursday night smackdown.
It used to be. I don't know. I haven't seen wrestling in a couple of months.
Yeah, I haven't seen wrestling in a while, but I do remember that they moved to Friday now. Redskins smackdown Friday night now. 7:30 left in the fourth quarter. You know, it's only a matter of time they call Jake's number again here. Ethan Gutierrez up the middle. He's going to be close to the end zone. Gets tackled at about the 2-yard line.
The 2, yeah.
And Ethan hit that hole hard. And he said, you know what, guys, it's my time.
He tried so hard.
Yeah, he tried. You know, he wanted to see his name in the paper tomorrow on Saturday morning. He was trying to get in there. Redskins taking their time here. No need to hurry.
You know, shotgun formation.
And there goes Ethan Gutierrez. Bounces into the end zone.
Gets pay dirt.
You know, and that's great to see, Dave. Great to see a sophomore get in there, get his playing time, and score it.
Build his confidence.
Build his confidence, you know. And something like that, building his confidence, and he's only going to get better. He's only going to get better as a sophomore. And Ethan Gutierrez as a sophomore, second game of the season will be a different Ethan Gutierrez at the end of the season.
Yes.
Well, Dave, we're getting close to 60 points here.
Normally you see that from two teams. Right now you're looking at extra point. And it's up.
No good. That one might have gone
So we're going to keep it at 57-0.
57.
6:49 left in the game.
You know, and the Redskins have been able to put 57 points on the board. And they did it without probably one of the most dangerous players on the field, Luis Silva.
Yeah, he's still nursing a bit of an injury that he had last week. He doesn't want to risk it. He didn't want to risk it this week.
Right. And when we say injury, it's just precautionary measures.
Precautionary.
You know, last week, Luis Silva had 2 carries and had over 100 yards. You know, he averaged 60 yards a carry. So, and a lot of that, you know, yes, the offensive line made huge holes for Luis, but Luis hit that, you know that old saying when you're on a bike and you're at 10 speed.
You don't get that many yards without some speed. and
Right,
talent.
and when you get on a bike and you have 10 speed and you go through all your gears until you get to that 10 speed. Jake hit those. I mean,
he
Luis,
started on 10.
yeah, he was on fire like a rocket. So if you haven't seen any of these Redskins players play, y'all need to come here. Y'all need to come to the reservation.
Pick us up.
Now we'll go into the end zone for a touchback.
Ball goes into the end zone.
And it's 57-0. I'm getting a little bit, I wouldn't say tired, but we've heard that tomahawk chant all night long.
You know, I remember back in the old days, Dave, where the band, the drummers would go on the field and they would follow the team down the field with the word chant hitting, you know, and that was awesome back in the day. I think the UIL finally said, you know what, you guys can't be on the field following the team down the field, you know, playing music.
A lot of things that used to happen back in the day that they don't anymore. I'm still a big advocate of let's do the tearaway paper signs over the goalposts and have the team run out to that. I miss those. I miss that. It gave a little bit more aggression when you're ripping through it. I know it's paper, but it gives that little bit of aggression when they're coming through.
Right. Now we got inflatables and, well, not here. And here we got the actual TP. You know, one of the last few Redskins in the nation. Right here in Donna, Texas. I'm sorry?
Aren't they the only one left?
Well, we'll find out for next week, Dave.
I'll look that up.
Wow. That could have been another safety there, you know. Immediately tackled. As soon as the quarterback handed the ball off, he was met by that defensive end. So now they're at about, the 2-yard line? Oh, I'll take it back. Oh, they're going to give him forward progress till about the 6 or the 5. You know, the one thing that we've seen so far, Dave, is where there's been the first teamers or the second teamers, there has not been.
It stays the same.
It stays the same. There has not been a drop of production on both sides of the field, whether it's offense or defense. You know, they're still producing.
The backups are still they came in and they just said, you know what, we'll keep our foot down. No sense in giving that up.
Well, Dave, did we find the schedule for next week or the following week? When will the Redskins be back at home?
That's what I'm about to look up.
Because, folks, if you're at home watching this, there's no better atmosphere than being here at the reservation and watching the Redskins. And that came
Completely dominate like the day before.
right, and that play came close to being a safety. Another tackle for the loss for the Redskins. Ball will be placed at the 1-yard line or a little short of the 1-yard line.
Yeah, well, next week we are going to be seeing Donna North take on Brownsville Porter.
Brownsville Porter.
And then they'll be taking on PSG Memorial away. And they have another away game after that against Ed Cal Chelsea.
Ed Cal Chelsea.
So both teams on 9/16 will be away.
9/16 will be away.
So you'll get a break from our voices. For a
David,
week.
maybe John can let us in the press box over there in Ed Couch, and we can call that game for the Redskins.
John Cannon's not with them anymore.
Oh, he's not. Oh,
no, he was able to get his retirement early, and now he's living off that, enjoying his days.
oh wow, Mr. Big JC.
I mean, I'm trying to get him as a guest over here, but
Yeah, we got to get John over here then.
he's not cheap.
Oh, he's not. I mean, do we got to get a pizza or something? You know, we got to get
We can get a botana.
botana or something. Come on, hey, John, are you online, John? Well, here at 4th and 22 for the Tigers at about the 2-yard line with 4:34 left in the fourth quarter. You're Redskins 57.
And I'm smelling safety here.
You're smelling safety.
They come close to blocking that punt
Right.
when they've got full field.
Well, you know what, Dave? There's no room for error here. You know.
Exactly. And we
So
know what
it-
happens when that happens.
Yeah, it's possible. Oh, he gets it off.
He got it off.
Yeah, he did. About a 20, the 29, 28?
Looks like, yeah, it's going to be about the 28.
Well, Dave, do we crack 60?
These sophomores are getting it done.
Yeah,
so
these sophomores are like, hey.
I'm not saying no. I'm not going to bet against it.
So on the 16, both teams are away, and the next home game for your Redskins is
Back in his quarterback for the Redskins, number 11, Jake Garcia.
we're trying.
Guys, on the 16th, Donna North will be away against PSG Memorial. They'll both be non-district games, so
Right.
and I still have yet
Wow.
to see.
Well, you know what, Dave? This is pretty impressive. What great class by Coach Gonzalez. They kneeled the ball with 4 minutes left in the game. There's no need to run up the score. No need to get your players injured.
Once he saw that, I mean, what's probably going to happen is, I've seen this before with certain other teams. We'll see if it happens here, but
Continuous clock.
score.
Well, here we go. They're going to kneel the ball again with 3:50 left now in the game.
3-2, hike. Kneels it again.
Victory kneel, number 11, Jake Garcia of the Redskins.
Folks,
The clock is still going.
if you're at home and you got nothing to do on a Friday, you got to make it out here. You got to make it out to the reservation and watch these Redskins. The brand of football, when they come back, the brand of football that these Redskins are playing, you will be surprised.
Okay, I've got a third quarter game score from La Jolla.
Here we go, folks.
In the third, I'm not sure where they're at right now, but they
do I-
reported in the third.
Do I give you a little drum roll?
Donna North 7, La Jolla Juarez Lincoln 0.
Oh, yes. Dave.
So it took this long to get an update from them. Let's see if it holds.
Well, here's the thing, Dave. One of the it has never happened. I don't want to jinx them, but it has never happened.
I ain't saying it.
It has never happened where both the Redskins and the Chiefs are both 2-0 to start the year. I don't want to jinx it, but
It never happened that they both won in the same week. It never happened that they both won the first game of the season.
But
both of these teams are playing on a different level that they haven't seen in a few years.
Right.
Donna North finally got over that monkey on their back of nothing but loss after loss after loss. They won 3 games last year, and they start off with 2 in a row this year.
And Dave, we were here for the game last week. That energy from that game, to see those kids so active, so proud after the game, and then you could feel that energy from that team. Like it's something new.
It was good to see them stand for their alma mater at the end of the game,
right,
with their heads held high instead of that droopy loss. It's a different team altogether.
And all the credits to that coaching staff that have worked hard, to change the mentality there and to get the kids to believe into the system. So, hats off to those coaches out there at Donna North.
And compared to what they had the year before, last year they had, I want to say it was about 36, 37 kids. This year they're up over. They're at about 45.
45, right? And
what a difference a couple of wins makes. You create some buzz. You start telling these other kids that are hesitant to come out for the team, saying, you know what, we don't always lose. We win sometimes, and it shows with the numbers that they have. They're starting to get bigger. They're still sophomore heavy. I'm not gonna tiptoe around that. They're still very sophomore heavy.
Right.
But they have more seniors this year than they've had before.
Great play by the defense there. Quarterback tried to scramble, but just nothing there for him. It's just been the story of the night.
Under 2 minutes left to play.
Where the Redskins defense has just been all over the field.
They're keeping them at 3rd and 9.
39 and 30 and 10. You're not going to win many games when you have to convert a 3rd and long.
Every series.
I believe that is complete on that rollout.
Yeah, knocked down the flag.
Pass complete to number 9, Diego Alvarez.
First down for the Tigers. Haven't said that much tonight.
Almost haven't said it at all. But it got the ball out of bounds, stopped the clock. So we got to wait a little bit longer to back up and go. I once again do want to thank all the people listening. We've had over 449 views tonight.
Another sack by the Redskin defense.
Y'all are going to keep us on here, and if you'd like to hear more of us throughout the year, keep on tuning in. But by all means, if you've got the chance, come on over and hang out here at Benny LaPrade Stadium at AKA the Reservation.
The Reservation.
You can't get the same electrical feeling that you get from a live game by watching it online. I know it's counterintuitive for me to say that since we're the ones broadcasting, but I'm not lying. You're better off here than you are watching the broadcast.
Yeah, we
do want to thank everybody that has tuned in.
We want to thank the school board and the athletic director, Mr. Ramiro Leal, and Coach Gonzalez to give us a shot. Yeah, to give us a shot, and for us being here, we're glad to be here, and we're very honored to be here and be able to broadcast the Redskins game.
Steps back, can't find an open receiver.
Oh, he's good.
And he is laid out.
There's a lot of tackles tonight that would be highlight reel tackles.
Yes.
These, and it's come from it's come from sophomore, juniors, and seniors.
On the stop for the Redskins, number 51, Santos Morales.
Quarterback again rolling out, looking and complete, but he's going to be short for about, he'll be short 5 yards.
Now,
so
we have a 13-6 comeback from Ed Cal-Chelsea going up against Raymondville in the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
I've got another fourth quarter score. Hardingen High 69, Mercedes 21.
A good
Got
play.
a final 49-0 San Benito over Brownsville Pace.
A good play by the safety who came over the top, and it looked like it was going to be caught there on that out, and the safety came in and tipped that ball away. Still playing hard here, 4 quarters.
Yeah, we got 4th and 5 coming up, 21 seconds on the clock. I say they just go ahead and run it. Let the clock wind down.
Fourth and 5.
Quarterback under center.
He runs a
delayed run.
And will not get the first down. Will be a
Will
yard
not get
short.
out of bounds either. Oh, they stopped the clock on
Yeah,
that one.
well, it was forced down. The loss of.
Oh, they're.
It should,
Excuse me, it's been a long night.
yeah, it should be a turnover, but
Yeah, we're already past 10 o'clock, so
Yeah.
my bedtime's gone.
Correction, Marcus Mata.
So we're going to get one play that's
And-
going to be a knee, and we are done. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. We want to thank all the fans for coming out. We tried to get you as many scores as we could. We don't have a final from La Jolla. Wish we could tell you that, but for now, like I said, third quarter, Donna North was up.
you know, and
Let's hope we see that final stay intact.
we knew the playmakers were going to step up tonight. You know, we had you know, Javier Rodriguez, Mark Zamorano, Joel Ramirez. You know, we had a contribution from almost everybody on this team. You know, and not just on offense, defensive. They all
Yeah,
stepped
like I
up.
said, they're not playing to be stars. They're
No.
playing to accomplish a goal.
Mm-hmm. Can't leave out Joel Ramirez there at running back.
And there's that knee.
Victory knee.
I said, once again, we want to thank everybody. The Redskins will be on the road next week. And I will have that in just a moment.
Redskins 57, Tigers.
Next week, if you join us, it will be Donna North Chiefs versus Brownsville Porter Cowboys. That game will be starting at 7:30. And next week, we will also see Donna High. As soon as it loads up. Donna High will be playing PSJ Memorial at PSJ Stadium. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We want to see you all back next week. Rene, any final thoughts?
Well, I mean, there is a lot of final thoughts here, you know, because there is so much from this game. But all I can really say is great football tonight for the Redskins. You know, as if you're the coach, you know, you are happy because you've seen a progression from this team, and they've gotten better. And not only have they gotten better, they gotten help, you know, from you know, the underclassmen now, and this team is building something. The coaches, the kids have bought into the system, and they're only going to get better. It's a great time to be a Redskins fan.
Definitely, it's great. It's great to be a Donna fan.
Exactly. You know, I should have said Donna. You know, but because both teams, yeah.
It's great to be a Donna fan.
You know,
they're all winning now.
You know,
they've turned the scoreboard off on us, which means they've turned off the video feed. So one more last time, I want to say thank you for everybody tuning in, and we will see you next week. Thanks a lot.